Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is episode 271 of the show. How is everybody doing? Belated Merry Christmas, belated Happy Kwanzaa, belated Happy Hanukkah. I feel like shit today. I've been suffering with the flu. I've been really like shit. You can't tell. My hair is a mess. I don't care. I just throw it up in a ponytail. But I'm still here to give you the episode. So hopefully everybody is doing its thing on New Year's Eve. Hopefully everybody gotten their last minute stuff done so you could enjoy the New Year's Eve. Mostly likely I'm going to be in because I'm sick as a dog. But I'm going to try to get better in less than 24 hours so I can go out and everything. If I can't, I'll be home, drinking some cocktails, cranberry vodka, to be very least. Who knows? I may be setting up something on TikTok. Maybe I'll do something on like a live stream or something like that. I do have live stream on there, so maybe you want to come by. I'll shoot everything out on Twitter and everything. Speaking of Twitter, follow me on Twitter. You can go find me on Mel's Mat Chat there, and TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Snapchat. So that is that. Hopefully you got all your gifts that you wanted, or you're getting them. You're waiting until the sales go on, which I highly recommend. You get more bang for your buck. Hopefully everybody was good little boys and girls for their presents this year. So that is that. This is going to be a pretty quick, easy show. It's not going to be too hard, too big, because it is the end of the year and a lot of things really didn't go on. But we will have Dynamite review. We'll have we'll have Rampage from last week to get you set for tonight. We will be giving you just whatever I could give you at this point because there's a little scarce. But Tuesday, at some point, I'm going to be going live. Not live, but I'm going to be recording my preview and predictions for Wrestle Kingdom. And then legitimately that Wednesday morning, I'm there. I'm going to be recording, giving you my thoughts and the results and whatnot. So I can't wait for that. Hopefully, you know, hopefully that it's going to be really good. We might have some surprises. Who knows? We're just going to have to, we're just going to have to wait and see. I would bank on a lot of surprises on Wednesday. And I got to get my teeth whitened. So hopefully oh shit, I'm texting. So yeah, that's that. So I'm going to be coughing because I have the flu. So just bear with me. It's like really ridiculous, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But anywho, anywho, I'm hoping everybody is going to have a great new year, and that is that. And we can move on into this crazy new year. Speaking of all of that, please do me a favor if you want to get yourself something for Valentine's Day or you're trying to get a leg up on upcoming birthdays that are coming up, please go check out the people over at harrys.com. Get all your shaving and toiletry essentials there. Also, if you have a beard, please go check out myAstroClassics.com and get all your beard essentials there. Also, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Get all your drink essentials, the mixers and everything else there. It's delicious. You won't be sorry. Also, please go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. They still have the gingerbread where I should really need to go and check it out, but funds are tight this month, so can't do that. Go check that out. Please also go check out hogwrestling.net and check out at House of Glory. All their shows are on Fight TV. You can go check them out there. I would highly suggest Fight TV Plus, $4.99, just saying. And you can get all of that included with your Fight TV Plus plan. Also, please, while you're in the greater area, please go check in the Pennsylvania area. Please go check out Outbreak and Sanctuary Wrestling and check them out on all their social media outlets. And I just went to the wrong section. My notes. That's what I'm looking for. Of course. Why would this help me today? So just let's get this party started. This is episode 271, and it is as follows. Last week we had the Miracle on 34th Street fight. As per usual, it seems like ridiculous at this point that we should know better. That WWE will never get rid of that. I wish they were, or at least make it a little bit more substantial. So we start off SmackDown with Michael Cole welcoming us to the show. And then it's Christmas time on the Island of Relevancy. The tribal chief walks the entire bloodline on the tree present line stage while Cole reminds us about the little tag match he and Sami Zayn have with Kevin Owens and some cat named John Cena. Like, whatever. I can't really wait for that. I'm going to make sure that I'm done, ready, set, in bed, relaxed, ready to watch that. So Paul Heyman runs down the bloodline accomplishments, starting with the Usos retaining their tag team titles when they faced Hit Row later tonight. Then next week, Solo Sikoa will take on Sheamus. Period, exclamation point, end of discussion. And then, in the biggest televised match in recent history, KO and Cena will get smashed by the honorary Usos and Roman Reigns. He hands the mic to the undisputed WWE champion and doesn't look thrilled. The crowd is chanting for Sami. Roman hears the wise man's words, but says he wants to hear from Zayn. The Usi one looks flustered, not the Sami Reigns is used to. Sami says all he wanted was to belong, to be accepted. He finally has that since the hottest group in wrestling loves him. The fans love him, but he cannot enjoy because of the black cloud hanging over his head. A cloud named Kevin Owens. Reigns looked pleased as an emotional Zayn promised to leave KO and Cena in a wreck next Friday because this isn't their show, it's the Bloodline show. Owens and his partner better get ready to do what he and the crowd are about to do right now. Acknowledge the tribal chief. Really great promo. The crew throws up the ones, embraces Sami, smiling at the camera, as Zayn half collapses in his arms. The Usos versus the Hit Row for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. This really needed to happen. Okay. Ashanti Adonis starts with Jay, and things go well enough. He can shake his ass at the champ before tagging in Top Dollar. Jay drags him to his corner to bring in Jimmy. They target the big man's leg, and Dal is playing face in peril as we go to our second commercial break. Shortly after the return, Dollar with the tag, and Adonis comes in hot. His flurry ends with moves off the top and gets a two. Jimmy on Jimmy. Oos rallies back with a Samoan drop of his own that gets a near fall, and Sammy looks relieved. Jimmy and Jay pose before attempting a double team, and Top Dollar pulls Jimmy out of the ring. They hit their finisher on Jay, but Jimmy recovers to break up the tag. Dollar tries to slam both champs, but his leg gives out. He takes some super kicks, then a 1D that ends it. The Usos defeat Hit Row via pinfall to retain the titles. Zayn gets in the ring to celebrate with his dogs. We get a progressive match flow, yada yada yada. Caleb Braxton interviews Luke Reed Kaiser and Giovanna Vinci about Kaiser. Says Holiday Street Fight is an abomination to their sacred mat. Vinci says it's a perfect match for their opponents because Acrobat, Ricochet, and the strongest strawmen belong in a circus anyway. Gauntlet match to determine the number one contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Emma versus Xia Li. Before the bell for the start of the Gauntlet match, we look back on Lee's mysterious attack on Tegan Knox last week. Wade Barrett informs us she's bitter about her career gone and how her career is gone, and decided to take it out on the women being brought in. After the opening bell, Emma has a early advantage, but can't get the two. Xia recovers, wins with a cyclone kick. So Xia moves on. Then we have Tegan Knox versus Xia Li. It's all Tegan at the start. She gets two after a big corner drop kick. Lee rolls to the apron to regroup and sends Knox into the ring post. Rolls her in, another cyclone kick for another elimination. So Tegan Knox moves on. We have Raquel Rodriguez enters, and Cole and Barrett remind us how banged up she is, send us to another break. So we come back, and action in progress. We return, and it's all Xia. She's targeting Rodriguez's left elbow. Lee kicking her ass on the floor, then brings her into the ring, kicks her ass there, but she gets cocky and sent into the ring post. Raquel only needs one arm to throw her opponent around, then turns her usual elbow into more of a senton for two. She dodges Lee, kicks, and hits a Tejana bomb before advancing. So we have Rodriguez versus Liv Morgan. That's next. Morgan doesn't waste any time and looks to end it early with a code breaker, but Rodriguez turns it into a power bomb. Liv catches the bad arm with a drop kick to rebound quickly. They thought a bunch of pin attempts, then Morgan ends up on Rodriguez's back and locks in a sleeper choke. Raquel powers up and drops her back drops her back to force the break right before another commercial break. It's Rodriguez power versus Liv's speed and new ruthless streak. As Cole tells us, the winner of the Gauntlet gets a title shot against Ronda Rousey next week in Tampa. Each woman gets a near fall. Then Morgan apologizes to Raquel before slapping a crucifix submission. Despite the pain to her injured arm, Rodriguez stands up in the hold and tries to break free with a spinning slam. But Liv gets her knees up and turns that into her advantage. Covers, but only gets a 2. Corkscrew elbow from Big Texan, but it only gets a 2. Striking exchange, Morgan runs the ropes and runs right into a boot. Another powerbomb move thwarted by a bum arm. Then another by Liv countered. She tries to follow it up with Oblivion, but Raquel counters a pretty basic looking slam, ends up keeping Morgan down for the 3. So Rodriguez moves on and she faces Sonya Deville. It's all fresh competition at the start. Deville every moment targets Rodriguez's left arm. She bounces the elbow off the post, but Rodriguez fights off an Irish whip with her right. She flapjacks Sonya, but only gets a 2. Deville fights back, still targeting the arm, but Rodriguez fights through the pain and ends it with another Tejada bomb. Raquel defeats Sonya Deville, and she will be facing Rousey tonight on SmackDown. So she goes to the back. Here comes the champ. She informs Rodriguez there's nothing to celebrate yet. She still has one more opponent. They throw a monkey wrench. So Shane is out there. They trade strikes for a second, but it isn't long before Baszler is destroying Rodriguez's arm, breaking the brace right off. But when Shayna stops to taunt, Raquel rolls her up for a 3. So all for naught, basically. We had a recap of Uncle Howdy from last week. Cole welcomes us back with a reminder about the main event, and then we hear the piano plays, tinkling and glowing open door of the stage. Bray talks the Wyatt walk, and he back with another face surrounding promo around a grateful for the reaction he's getting. Wyatt tries to be real with us all the time. But honestly, does he even know what's real or not? He knows one thing: LA Knight owes him an apology. He told us he wasn't Uncle Howdy. He knows we didn't believe him, though. As Bray tries to say more every time the words Uncle Howdy stammers, he apologizes for losing the train of thought and collapses to his knee. Then he stops attacking the cameraman. The lights come up as Bray slaps on the mandible claw. Ruh-roh. Mick, what are you doing to him? Shane Helms leads the troops from the back to get Wyatt to release the hold. And Anna Pierce is demanding to know what the heck is wrong with Bray as we go to break. We have coming back from the commercial. Bray has been escorted from the building, and Pierce is consulting with global headquarters to determine how to address Wyatt's actions. So it's a global headquarters now. Okay, we'll go with it. Rey Mysterio talks about the storyline with Karrion Kross in an inset video. As he heads to the ring, our next match, we see Kross's Scarlett watching from the seats. Sorry. I told you this was going to happen. Angel versus Rey Mysterio. Oh, before we get into this, how fucking dare you, Rey? How dare you? You tell your son to get out of your parents' house. Okay, that's your parents' house. That's number 1. Number 2, you have Angie about to assault Dominic, okay? So then Rhea, mommy, just to defend her poppy, he gets put in jail. She doesn't. Ray tells Dominic and Rhea to leave. Meanwhile, it's not his house. And we're supposed to believe that. Whoever did the second one left out a lot of logic gaps. But I'm glad he's free. Dominic is free. Now we can have peace on earth. But Cross will take care of him for you, Dom. Don't worry, Dom. We've got you. All Ray until he gets caught with a dropkick running the ropes. Angel hits a neck breaker and rips his pants off and throws it at him. Mysterio, as he sees Cross laughing it up in the seats, the Lothario gets in a little bit more of an offense, then gets arrogant and leaves an opening. Angel is saved from a 619 by Humberto, so he gets a crossbody over the top. The heel tries to mock Ray by hitting his own signature move, but Mysterio recovers. To slip out of position, he hits a Hurricane Rana and then a 619 and a springboard DDT to end it. Rey Mysterio defeats Angel Garza for the win. Cross gives the Ray TikTok watch checks as Mysterio jaws at him long distance. Ricochet and Braun gets a locker room promo before the main event. Ricochet thinks Kaiser and Vinci have a lot of nerve saying they belong in a circus. Strowman says maybe they do. Let's show them who runs this big top. They dab up, and O'Shea is almost concussed by Braun's meaty chesticles. So we come back from commercial. Karrion and Scarlett are walking backstage when Emma pulls them up. She is pissed they disrespected a legend like Rey Mysterio, and is still pissed and disrespected her man, Riddick Moss. Scarlett gets in her face, so Emma slaps her. Cross holds the lady back, telling Emma she has no idea what a mistake she has made. Oh shit. Little does everybody know, Scarlett could kick ass. Seriously. A long video package on John Cena. It's amazing, how long he's been there. And Vince McMahon made a brief television quote. I guess this was pulled from another video. Please don't read into it, please, because that's all people are going to go doing it. It's only a video package. Vince McMahon, that's one of his creations. Nothing more, nothing less. It would be the same as if The Undertaker was getting spotlighted. Okay? So before the match, Lacey Evans says she's fighting a bunch of her fellow Marines in an outdoor fire pit, like a setup, and we're informed her missionary is to destroy every woman in the WWE. I don't give a shit. Moved on. She's already been a piece of dust in my rear wind view mirror. Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus Imperium. Kaiser and Vinci deal with Ricochet early, sending him into the ring steps. They team up to ground the big man. Braun fights through to send them both to the floor, just as his partner recovers to run barricade and launch himself on the heels as we go to commercial break. Back, Braun is trying to launch Giovanni into the ring post when we return, but his momentum reversed and ends up crashing into some trees. Kaiser uses a kendo candy cane stick for leverage while stretching Ricochet, then flattens Strowman with a chair. Imperium swarms O'Shea, but Braun recovers to wreck Gunther's boys on the stage. The numbers get to Strowman, but has been a pattern in this one, his partner recovers as he is incapacitated. Rick offenses a cutoff by a chair to his back as he goes to the springboard onto Vinci. Imperium then heads back to the stage to bury Braun under trees. They want to add two big gift boxes to the pile, but the first was a ballerina in it. Then she dances away, and then the other, then open the other, and it's the New Day dressed as the Nutcrackers. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods do what Nutcrackers do: low blow Vinci and Kaiser. Strowman back up and he runs the Strowman Express over Imperium. He sees Rick is still down, so he grabs mistletoe and beckons O'Shea's real-life girlfriend, ring announcer Samantha Irvine, to give him a kiss. That rejuvenated him and runs wild. Braun puts Kaiser through a table. He guides Rick to get to his shoulders, and they do Jimmy Snuka, Andre Giant-esque spot to a happy holidays for the baby faces to go home, and of course Ricochet and Braun Strowman win. So we're on to tonight. Tonight is the night, people. Tonight's the night. And I cannot wait till I get out and finish this. I'm going to put 3 whitening strips on my teeth. I've been sick, so pardon me. So now on to Rampage. Of course, my freaking thing is slow as molasses today. I don't watch NXT. I don't know who else watches it. They got to get good. Speaking of NXT, Dragon Lee has been signed and he vacated the AAA Tag Team titles. So that means FTR has one title, sets of titles, and they will be losing that at Wrestle Kingdom. And could we see the revise or the revival of the revival? Who knows? Who knows? Worlds colliding. Worlds colliding. Sorry, my tablet's working as fast as they could. All right. From the very beginning, we have the Three Kings Christmas Casino Trios Royale. They also win $300,000. Participants included A.R. Fox and Top Flight, Dante Martin and Darius Martin, R.A. Davari and the Varsity Athletes, Josh Woods and Tony Nese, Best Friends Chuck Taylor, Trent and Orange Cassidy, Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta, Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno and John Silver, Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade, LFI, Jalisco, Preston Vance, and Roosh, Spanish Announce Project, Angelico Luther, and Serpentico. Well, I didn't know about that. We're kicking things off with the 8 teams competing for their share of $300,000, said Excalibur. For a team to be eliminated, all 3 members must be thrown over the top rope, added Chris Jericho. Roosh wrapped the TV camera cord around Orange's neck to begin and to pull back. Preston Vance planted Chuck Taylor with a spine buster. The Blackpool Combat Club came out next and entered the ring like a wrecking ball. Kip Sabian stomped on Orange Cassidy in the corner. The Rampage brand is growing each and every week, said Jim Ross. I think that's a little like dig, like we know we suck, we're trying here. Dark Order entered the fray. They charged right out at Prince and Vance, the former partner. Vance deserves this beatdown, said Excalibur. Orange Cassidy jumped off the top rope with a crossbody press, but was caught by Claudio. Evil Uno and Alex Reynolds. Orange escaped and landed on his feet, but with a blindside by Blade. Kip Sabian eliminated Orange Cassidy, and the two men brawled on the ramp. This is a personal fight between the two of them, said Jericho. The Spanish announced the Spanish announced project entered the match next. Luther used Serpentico as a weapon. Claudio eliminated Angelico. John tossed Serpentico over the top rope, but was eliminated himself by Roosh. Claudio hurled Luther over the top rope. Smart Mark Sterling came to the ring with Ari Davari and the varsity athletes. Josh Woods and Tony Nese are next. Roosh suplexed Yuta right into the turnbuckles and followed up with the bull's horn. He eliminated Wheeler. Preston rocked Serpentico and threw him over the top rope. The final team was AR Fox and Top Flight. The tripled up on Trent with their offense. This trio looks good right here out of the gate, said Jericho. Dante eliminated Josh Woods. Darius launched Tony Nese out of the ring next. Trent spiked Butcher with a pile driver on the apron, eliminated Butcher, but Roosh knocked Trent to the floor. Claudio blasted Roosh with European uppercuts. Claudio battered Roosh on the ring apron and then cracked Roosh out of the ring. Mox wiped out AR Fox. Claudio and Mox duked it out in the center of the ring with Top Flight. Hangman Adam Page jumped into the ring and began to brawl with Moxley until AEW security separated the two men. I don't think Page is even cleared to fight, said Jim Ross. In the fray, Mox was eliminated, and he and Hangman kept fighting outside the ring. Claudio manhandled Top Flight by himself. Darius rocked Claudio with a flatliner. Top Flight tried to throw Claudio out of the ring, but he battled back. Darius landed a thrust kick on Claudio using teamwork. Top Flight eliminated Claudio with an assisted Hurricane Rana. Your winners, AR Fox and Top Flight. So this should be very interesting. Next, whoever gets the winner of the trios matches between the Elite and Death Triangle. We have Mad King, Eddie Kingston, and Ortiz making their way to the ring. Kingston, lately we've been seeing the House of Black come out here and beat everybody up. Last time I saw them, they were dropped my man. House of Black, we sent the contract to you, but you didn't sign it. I want to fight you guys right now. So the House of Black, let's go. I'm not waiting. The lights turned off. Julia Hart stood on the ramp and pointed to the giant screen. Where the House of Black appeared with a message. Malachi, all in due time. However, Eddie, I was thinking, if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, then if the friend of my enemy is influenced by me, would he then be my enemy too? Interesting, right? In the ring, Kingston questions the friendship of Ortiz after what Malachi Black insinuated. Ooh, could we have another adding to the House of Black? We shall see. Renee Paquette interviews Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. Garcia, Sammy, I don't like anything about you, but if Chris thinks we should be together because I'm a professional and I'm a team player, I'm willing to do it. Sammy, you're a professional tight ass. You know what you need? You need a hug. We're family. And as the new year approaches, we need to do great things together. You, me, Merry Christmas, brother. TBS eliminator match. Jake Cargill versus Vervixen. Jade quickly flattened Vervixen to the mat. Jade pummeled Vervixen in the corner and then scoop slammed her. Jade charged in the corner, but Vervixen slipped out of the corner. Jade blasted Vervixen with a pump kick and pinned Vervixen. Didn't need jaded, I guess, said Jim Ross. Main event. The Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. All right. Why are we seeing Jeff Jarrett on my TV in 2022? Oh my God. This is not TNA. This is not fucking Impact. Why are we seeing this? We shouldn't be seeing this. Tony better fucking get it into gear and fucking not book this show as 96 WCW. I'm not joking. So Lethal attempted the figure four, but Bowens countered it with an inside cradle. Bowens connected with a thrust kick. Daddy Ass tagged in, as did Jeff Jarrett. Daddy Ass was taken off his feet from a back elbow. Jeff Jarrett strutted across the ring, turned around to a hard clothesline from Billy Gunn. Lethal jumped off the top rope looking for a double sledge, but Billy countered it and tagged in Bowens. They dropped a double elbow on Lethal for a near fall. Lethal nailed Bowens with a lethal combination. Double J tagged in and started to stomp on Bowens. Bowens rocked Jarrett with a thrust kick and tagged out to Daddy Ass. Billy took out his frustrations on Lethal and Jarrett. Lethal tried for a lethal injection, but Billy countered and planted Lethal for a near fall. Jarrett grabbed Bowens with a stroke in the center of the ring. Billy sent Jeff flying to the outside. Sanjay smashed Billy with a low blow. While Ref was distracted, Lethal took advantage and seized the opportunity with the lethal injection on Daddy Ass. Lethal scored a pin on Daddy Ass. They're red hot right now, even though they won it by these means, said Shivani. If I wasn't feeling like shit, I'd be taking a fucking shot at this point. Give me the strength. Serious. AEW's Smash, New Year's Smash. And this is being from the first center in Bloomfield, Colorado. We start off with American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus All Ego Ethan Page. Before the match began, AEW World Champion MJF music hits. MJF was in the skybox and he began to taunt Danielson on the microphone. Ethan Page used the distraction to ambush Danielson. Ethan Page body slammed Danielson. Bryan fired back with a running elbow and then he chopped Page in the corner. Danielson continued the attack with roundhouse kicks. Danielson stomped on Page's ankle. Page used his size advantage to take down Bryan. Danielson headbutted Page and then followed up with a drop kick. Hathaway jumped on the ring apron to scream at Danielson. Bryan avoided another ambush from Page and then jumped out at All Ego with a tope suicida. Back in the ring, Bryan defended with a German suplex. The two competitors traded strikes in the center of the ring. Danielson sent Page spilling into the middle of the ring with a top rope hurricanrana. Danielson tried to hit Page with a flying knee off the apron, but with Hathaway shoved Page out of the way, Page powered slammed Danielson on the arena floor. Page followed up with a cutter on Danielson in the ring. Danielson countered a slam by Page with a DDT. Bryan Danielson applied the crossface, but Ethan Page managed to touch the bottom rope with his boot, forcing the ref to break the hold. Ethan Page had Byron on the top turnbuckle, but Bryan countered with hammer and anvil elbows. Page trapped Bryan's arm, propped Bryan over his shoulder, and smashed him with an avalanche power slam for a near fall. Again, the perseverance of Bryan Danielson, said Ethan Page. Bryan escaped Ego's edge and blasted Page with running knee. Bryan Danielson grabbed Page into a submission after nailing him with elbows, and Page was out. After the match, Bryan Danielson pointed at MJF in the skybox and invited him to come to the ring. Renee Paquette was interviewed with Wardlow backstage when Samoa Joe attacked him with a steel pipe ahead of their match. After a commercial break, Renee Paquette tried to get a medical update from Hangman Adam Page. The medical staff said as long as Adam Page stays away from Moxley, there was a change. Page could be ready to go in 2 weeks. So there's going to be no, which is good. So we're going to look forward to that in 2 weeks. Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli versus Top Flight Dante Martin and Darius Martin. Darius jumped through the ropes at Moxley, and Moxley caught him and rammed him into the barricade. Meanwhile, Claudio caught Dante, countering Dante's tope. That was a bad move, but I respect Top Flight's attempt to kick off a match, said Taz. Claudio tossed Darius with a gut wrench in the ring. Moxley tagged in and drove his boot into the head of Darius. Dante tagged in and used a springboard crossbody press onto Moxley. Dante connected with a standing moonsault press. Moxley retaliated with a slide suplex. He hammered down elbows on Dante. Darius jumped into the ring and hit Moxley's knee from behind. Claudio tagged in and rocked Dante with a European uppercuts. Claudio was looking for a giant swing, but Darius pulled his brother out of the way. Claudio grabbed Darius with a giant swing, but Top Flight used tandem offense to take Claudio off his feet. What a match, said Taz. Top Flight tried for a double suplex on Claudio, but Claudio countered by suplexing both men at once. Top Flight fired back with combination offense. Darius wiped out Claudio with a standing Spanish fly for a near fall on Claudio. Claudio came back with a neutralizer on Darius for a near fall. Top Flight showing what they are made of, said Taz. Claudio is stunned, replied Excalibur. Moxley smashed Dante with a King Kong lariat. Moxley spiked Dante with a paradigm shift on the floor. Claudio spun around and clobbered Darius with a killing blows. Good enough to pin Darius. Claudio put everything he had into that uppercut, said Excalibur. He had to, replied Taz. Before we go any further, we got word today that William Regal is no longer with AEW. Like, we didn't fucking Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming. And I am not joking. I am not joking. Jeez, I wonder what the big announcement's going to be on Monday, on the 2nd of on Monday Night Raw. William Regal has come to terms with WWE. He is back, but now as an executive. I guarantee it. Or something along the lines like that. I'm in so much agony with this stupid flu right now. It's like crazy. We have the FTW champion Hook versus Balaam Lennox. Hook clubbed Lennox with body shots. Hook tossed Lennox with an overhead suplex. Hook locked in the Red Rum and forced Balaam Lennox to tap out. After the match, Stokely Hathaway walked onto the ramp with W. Morrissey and Lee Moriarty. They came down to the ring, but Jungle Boy Jack Perry sprinted to the ring and took down Lee Moriarty. In the ring, Big Bill had faced off with Hook. Hook almost got the T-bone on Big Bill, but Bill countered trying to chokeslam Hook. Jungle Boy jumped into the ring with a 2x4 and swung at Big Bill, helping even up the odds for Hook. Backstage, Jericho said Ricky Starks was absolutely foolish for turning down the invitation to join the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho, you have the confidence of a superstar, but you don't have all the tools. On January 4th, I'm going to school you. I'm the Wizard. I am Ocho. I am Chris Jericho, and I always win. I go ask on Action Andretti, who got a fireball in his face. Starks in Seattle, you are going to pay the price. I'm going to embarrass you and put the end to the Starks experiment. Renee Paquette interviewed Swerve Strickland backstage. Wheeler Yuta interrupted and challenged Swerve to a match tonight on Rampage. Those plans are up in the air because of stupid travel stuff, because of the weather and shit. So be cautious on watching it. 6-man Falls Count Anywhere trios title match. The Death Triangle versus the Elite. Boy, those people who are supposed to go to Wrestle Kingdom are going to have fucking lovely travel for the next couple days. Damn. Bushido, whatever you pronounce it, better be paying him the good yen. Why do we have to have Don Callis? Seriously, Tony, if you want to use your money wisely, get rid of Don Callis and put it someplace else. It'll be great. The match begins with both teams brawling. Penta El Zero Miedo swung a metal garbage can at the Elite. Pac smashed Kenny with a brainbuster on a stack of pallets. Sorry. Pac used a moonsault of risers, landing on the Young Bucks. Nick Jackson wheeled Pac on a travel case directly into a super kick from Matt Jackson. Penta El Zero Miedo threw a trash can at Nick. Matt Jackson nailed Pac with right hands. Ray Phoenix was perched atop the entrance ramp. Phoenix jumped off with a tornado onto the Bucks. Kenny ran through the tunnel with a V trigger on Ray Phoenix. That was a shot. Damn, said Taz. Pac dropped Omega with a German suplex on the ramp. Matt Jackson broke up Pac's pinfall attempt on Omega. This is awesome, chanted the fans. Matt Jackson planted Pac and Ray Phoenix with locomotion Northern Light suplexes down the ramp. Back in the ring, Death Triangle triple drop kicked Kenny Omega, who had a garbage can on his head. Penta El Zero Miedo used a sling blade on Nick Jackson, but Matt Jackson was there to wipe out Penta El Zero Miedo with a destroyer. Omega placed a trash can over Pac's head and then crunched him with a V trigger. Omega planted Pac with a Dr. Bomb on the trash can for a near fall. The Lucha Brothers rocked Omega with a Fear Factor on the floor. Ray Phoenix rocketed out of the ring through the ropes and crashed onto Omega and Matt Jackson. Penta attempted the Fear Factor on the apron, but Nick Jackson backdropped his way out of it. Nick Jackson threw a steel chair at Pac and Penta El Zero Miedo. The Bucks smashed Penta with a BTE trigger. Matt went for the pin, but Pac saved his partner, breaking up the pin attempt. The fans chanted, "Fight forever, fight forever." Pac placed Matt Jackson in the brutalizer. Meanwhile, Omega smashed Ray Phoenix with the One Wing Angel through a table and pinned Phoenix. Matt Jackson tapped out to Pac's brutalizer, but Omega had already pinned Phoenix prior to Matt tapping out. Hold on, I'm going to choke. It was a photo finish, but the Elite, but they were forced a seventh match, said Excalibur. Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale versus Jericho Appreciation Society. Ada JAS and Tay Mello. Speaking of Tay Mello, her and her husband just got stripped of the intergender tag team champions, so they're no longer champions. Adios. And supposedly that AAA is not too fond of Tony Khan. Good. Branch out to another company. WWE. Willow took down Tay. Tay quickly tagged out to Anna Jay. Ruby tagged in and pummeled Anna Jay with right hands. Willow splashed Anna in the corner, then took her down with a high boot. Willow dropped a crossbody on Anna for a near fall. Willow attempted a tag out, but Tay pulled the ankles of Ruby. Tay and Anna utilizes quick tags and tandem offense on Willow in their team's cover. Willow fought back with a lariat to Anna. Willow tagged out to Ruby, getting the break that she needed. Ruby clobbered Tay with a forearm. Ruby landed the no future on Tay for a near fall. I thought Ruby had it there, said Taz. Tay pumped kicked Willow. Tay tried again, but Willow answered with a roundhouse kick. Tay spiked Ruby with a DDT. Willow snapped suplex Anna on the arena floor. Ruby and Tay traded strikes in the middle of the ring. As Aubrey Edwards was distracted, Tay pump kicked a chair into Ruby's face. Tay Mello followed up with a Tay KO and pinned Ruby for the win. Main event time. King of Television, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Samoa Joe grabbed the microphone before the match. Samoa Joe, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately tonight it looks like Wardlow has a little bit of a stage fright tonight. Wardlow hobbled to the ring, not listening to the advice of AEW medical staff, shoving them away. Wardlow planted Joe with a spinebuster instead of going for the pin. Wardlow pounded Samoa Joe with fists. So you mean to tell me they did a, what should we say, Triple H, double A spinebuster? Because, Samoa Joe will always be a Triple H guy, no matter what. And I'm hoping to God, I'm hoping that when Joe's contract comes up, maybe he gets that run that he was supposed to, that he didn't get in WWE. Man, that was his missed opportunity. Holy shit. Samoa Joe chopped at Wardlow, but Wardlow stood up and answered with a clothesline. Samoa fired back with a knee breaker on Wardlow. Samoa propped Wardlow on turnbuckles, but Wardlow shoved Joe to the mat. Wardlow smashed Samoa Joe with a senton on Timonico. Wardlow nailed Samoa Joe with 2 German suplexes. Gee, I wonder if he was good at taking them for Brock Lesnar. Wardlow reversed back for a clothesline, but Joe blocked it. Wardlow headbutted Samoa Joe and then headbutted Samoa Joe for a near fall. Samoa Joe swept out Wardlow's legs out from underneath him. Wardlow powerbombed Samoa Joe off the turnbuckles, feeding off the energy of the crowd. Wardlow tried to powerbomb Joe again, but Wardlow's legs gave out. Samoa Joe chop blocked Wardlow and then locked Wardlow in for a near naked choke. Wardlow was rendered unconscious and Samoa Joe earned the victory. After the match, Samoa Joe smashed his 2 title belts into Wardlow's head. Samoa Joe grabbed a toolbox from beneath the ring. He pulled out a pair of scissors. Ref Paul Turner tries to stop Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe headbutted Turner. Samoa Joe cut off Wardlow's ponytail. Darby Allin's music hit. Darby smacked Samoa Joe in the spine with his skateboard. Darby held up Samoa Joe's TNT Championship. Wow, Darby Allin making his intentions clear, said Excalibur. And we're going to be off to Seattle tonight for Rampage. So that is that. We are getting ready for Wrestle Kingdom. And we're going to be getting ready for so much more coming out of SmackDown tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't get my fucking notes to stop. Clear all, you might as well. So that is that. So remember, Tuesday I will be back here with preview and predictions of Wrestle Kingdom 17. Then as soon as everything is over, I'm going to go live. Well, not live. I'm going to record my the review and whatnot. And then anything else that comes out of that will be on episode 272 for next week. So I want everybody to have a safe and healthy, happy holidays, Happy New Year. And I want everybody to basically just please be safe tomorrow night. If you're going to be going into the city, please take mass transit. This is in New York. If you're in the metro area here, I really would like to not get hit by a car when I'm walking around. And please, if you're anyplace else, just use mass transit, use Uber, use Lyft, whatever you have to do. Set it up now, get it over with. So if you're schnockered, you're fine. But if you're not going to, please make sure you have a place to crash tomorrow night so you don't crash into anybody else. It's a very simple concept. But please do anything you're going to do it safely, do it wisely, or you're going to pay for it in the morning when you're in the clink. So enjoy your new year. Hopefully this will be okay by Tuesday morning. Have a great, safe, healthy new year. On to 2023. I bid you adieu, 2022, and on to bigger and better things. Please check out my lovely people that I so gladly to sponsor here is harrys.com, Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Please go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net and check them out on social media. And while you're at your social media, please check out the social medias of Sanctuary and Outbreak Wrestling, which they are located in Pennsylvania. And please check out my social media, which is Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, is Mel'S Mat Chat. Go check me out on Snapchat and Facebook. And I will be back here on Tuesday for preview predictions of Wrestle Kingdom 17. So lots to do. I just want to also send out my condolences to the Don West family. He has lost his life. He lost his battle with lymphoma cancer. May he rest in peace, and see you 2023. I love you all. Have a great New Year's Eve. Bye-bye.